the banks we own earn between, the commercial banks earn between 12% and 16% or so on net tangible assets. That's a good business. It's a fantastic business against the long-term bond, you know, at 2%. If you have a choice between a 2% instrument and a 12% instrument, which one's going to win over time? So if you ask me whether I think banks are going to go down where they only earn 3 or 4% on tangible assets, I don't think that'll happen. The question is really whether they do something massively dumb. I mean, which periodically a number of banks have done. And I feel very good about the banks we own. They're very attractive compared to most other securities I see. And most of them are buying, Bank of America is buying in a lot of stock every year. So our ownership of the Bank of America this year probably will go up 7 or 8% without us spending a dime. I'd like to own any business, any good business where my ownership goes up 7 or 8% every year without me spending any money, and on top of it I get a dividend and so on. They're very attractive, both against interest rates and against against bonds and against other stocks, in my view.
You say occasionally they do dumb things. Maybe you're talking about Wells Fargo with the scandal that it had. It just settled on Friday with a number of the regulatory institutions that were kind of looking into it, the investigations that were taking place for $3 billion.
Yeah.
Does this mean that they have kind of finally gotten through that and can move forward?
I don't know the answer to that. I know that they paid $3 billion because it was announced. I don't know what else is outstanding. But Wells Fargo is classic in terms of one lesson. My partner, Charlie Munger, he says, whenever we have a problem, you attack it immediately. He says an ounce of prevention is not worth a pound of cure. An ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure. And we've seen that time after time. And the interesting thing, and I don't know the details at all, but the original thing was a whole bunch of phony accounts. Now, I don't know how, if you open up a couple million phony accounts, you make any money on it at all. I mean, the shareholders didn't make money. People say that, well,
the incentive structure was set up so that some of the employees didn't make
incentive
money.
System you can think. And as soon as you learn, you can devise dumb incentive systems. We've done them ourselves. I mean, you can cause people to do the wrong thing because they will do what they're incented to do. And they had obviously a very dumb incentive system. People started playing it various ways. And the big thing is they ignored it when they found out about it. I mean, you're going to do dumb things in business, and we do them every day, you know. But you absolutely have to attack a problem as soon as it occurs, and you know about it. And if that had happened, Wells Fargo shareholders would be a lot better off. But Wells Fargo shareholders did not profit from opening up accounts that were phony accounts that had nothing in them. I mean, somebody was getting paid so much per account. So, and the practice spread, because bad practices do spread if they're allowed to spread. And they were ignored, which is a total disaster. And look at the consequences. So 2 or 3 years later, who's paying? The shareholders are paying for something that didn't do them any good whatsoever.
Is that why you've sold off some of the shares? No,
not specifically.
I know you don't want to get specific on why. No,
I'm not recommending. What stocks? People have to make up their own minds on that. But
okay.